Hi guys, it's Nancy and I'm back with the new Cheer Foil and Foilables from Pink and Maine. I will have all the links down below for you guys. Now I just did a video showing some birthday cards and I didn't finish them. The video was getting a little long, so I didn't finish it up. So this video is going to be just me finishing up these cards, and also I'm going to show you how to use all of this beautiful waste foil we got from these cards using some toner sheets. So first let's finish these off. So these guys are mostly ready to go, but they need some sentiment. So I cut some sentiment out of the Make-A-Wish foilable kit and the Happy Birthday foilable kit. And the Happy Birthday foilable kit has a whole bunch of different sentiments, and you get 2 of each, so you get 8 sheets in there, okay? The Make-A-Wish foilable kit has some backgrounds, and then it has some sentiments. So I took a little bit of each one, and I'm going to try to put them all in this longer carrier sheet. I've also cut different colors of foil. So we have, this is Make-A-Wish. This silver sparkly foil is Glitzy Silver Cheer Foil. And it's the same as the big pieces. We're going to Dusty the image, and Dusty, can't talk, our foil. And I'm going to try to just put a couple of these down. This one is the teal, which is Lagoon. So again, Dusty. This is the holographic fuchsia, which is called, I think this one is called Fairy Wings. It'll be like Fairy Wings Pink or Fairy Wings Fuchsia or something like that. It's a holographic pink foil. And I'm just making sure that everything is inside. We have this heart that I fussy cut out, and this is Fairy Wings Silver, which is a holographic silver. And the last one here is a little Happy Birthday. And this is just using red, which is Ruby Red Cheer Foil. Okay, so once I have those laid out on my transfer folder and they have all been dusted, I want to make sure all of the toner or the black printed parts are covered. Okay, and we're going to feed that through. And I have a little bit of excess foil here. We're going to just slice that off. There we go. Okay, and we want to feed folded side in. And I am going to be careful to kind of hold this to make sure that doesn't happen, kind of shifting there. And we want to make sure that really nothing is overlapping that could damage our foiling results. I think we're okay here. Of course, you could do one at a time. Let's see, that one came out. I'll have to tuck that back in. There we go. And I am using a mini Mink machine. I do recommend a Mink over a laminator. I give a little bit more instruction on the last video about the Mink if you need help with that. Okay, once they have gone through, we're going to let them cool before we reveal them. Oh, looks like this one shifted and it got a little blue on the edge there. That's okay. All right. And it doesn't take but a second for them to cool down. And then I cut out some black cardstock just to give them something to mat against. Here is that red. We're going to mat that on there. Now it looks like I missed a spot. Now if that ever happens, here's a perfect example. So that's kind of a big chunk that got missed, right? And it's probably just because of how close the letters are. Let me see if I can get the camera to pick that up better. It's hard to see with the lighting, but right there, there's a big chunk missing. If that ever happens, take a new piece of foil. You cannot reuse this by lining it up, but I have this strip up here that hasn't been used. Take a new piece of foil, make sure your whole image is covered, and try to run it through again. If it's a big chunk like that. You don't want to use a piece of foil that's already got too much foil taken off of it, but there's a big strip there of foil that hasn't been released, so we can try that. Let's see how this one came out. Now that one came out beautifully. That one goes on there. Then we have our little heart. That one came out pretty good. Here we have celebrate. I think that goes with this one. And we have our little rays of happy birthday to you. So these all came out pretty good. So let's see if that fixed that little spot where the toner didn't stick. Not small enough to use a glue pen, but not big enough. I think we've got it corrected here. I can see the foil sticking there. Yep, and that kind of filled it in for us. Oops, see, we got some toner run over here. If that ever happens, I'm just going to take your eraser and erase that. Mono Sand eraser will take that off. All right, now what happened was, I should have known better. Because I put this on like this, that HB kind of transferred on our foil. It's not really noticeable enough. I don't think that most people will notice it. But just be aware. That's why I always try to use a clean piece of foil, not one that's already been transferred. All right. But we're going to cut this down and we're going to use that one. Okay. So then all I'm going to do is just attach these to the front of my cards. Very simple. Like I said, I cut out some. I'm going to fussy cut this one a little bit. Okay, there we go. And then I'll trim this down a little. Okay, so that looks pretty good. And this is using that swirl background, which was red and white. And I'm going to use a little bit of foam on here and pop this up. So we'll have this kind of red and, I guess it's silver, red and silver happy birthday printed background there that we foiled. And then just foiling the sentiment in red, matting it on black cardstock, and just using some foam tape. Very simple foiled happy birthday card. Okay, so that one's done. Kind of the same thing with everything else here. Very simple. Okay. This one, I think I just wanted to do the heart. That one. And then I wanted to save, I think, these other two for the waste foil. Okay, so what can you do with toner sheets? So this is where toner sheets come in handy, and you should always pick up a few toner sheets when you pick up some foil, and this is why. So the one thing I showed you in the last video is that you can foil a full sheet of toner sheet and die cut from it. So I cut these two die cuts out of this sheet. You can't see it because I glued my panel over top of it, but that was a black piece of toner sheet, and then we foiled over it, and then I die cut it. So anytime you want to do die cutting, you want to foil, look to it, foil your toner sheet first and then die cut it. So that's the first thing you can do with it. The second thing you can do is obviously make this beautiful background, so you can make backgrounds out of it. The third thing that you can do is use it for your waste foil. So what is waste foil? So we just did all of these panels, and we have all of these leftover pieces of foil, which is called waste foil, or some people call it, you know, just your transfer sheet, whatever you want to call it. So here's where colored toner sheets come in. So with black toner sheets, I would use the black toner sheets for what I just showed you, with either die cutting or with backgrounds. But with colored toner sheets, you get a little bit of an advantage here because there is a color showing through. So when you have a color showing through and you don't want to double foil it, then you can take these and have a little bit more fun with them. So for example, this is perfect. This Happy Birthday, and this is 8 different colors. You get one of each color, and I believe these are $8. So basically $1 a sheet for the colored ones. So you don't want to waste these and do double foiling on them, and you don't want to waste them for die cutting and backgrounds. You want to use these for this when you want that color to show through. So what I'm going to do is the same thing we've been doing. We're going to dusty our toner sheet and dusty our image. You don't want to use these just to matte. I mean, if it's up to you, if you just wanted to matte your image behind there, but I would save these specifically for waste foil with something that you have a really pretty transfer of, a really pretty leftover piece of foil. Okay, so again, dusty our image, dusty our foil, and I want to line this up pretty straight and make sure that the whole toner sheet is covered. And just my Happy Birthday shows. So you can see my Happy Birthday is only going to show up yellow there, where if I had the black one, that may not be as fun using the black toner sheets, right? See, that's just not as fun. It's not bright. It's not colorful. So you can use any color you want, but I'm going to use the yellow for this, and I do want to make sure I'm lined up straight here, and I don't want to have any of this toner exposed. If this toner is exposed when it goes through like this, what's going to end up happening is this is going to stick to your cover sheet, and we don't want that. So you need to make sure that that foil is 100% covered before you put it through. Now I can pretty much eyeball this and see that it looks straight. I think I have it centered at this point. And we're going to run that through as we normally would. So that is the yellow colored toner sheet. Here I have the pink fuchsia toner sheet. And this is really where you're going to see a difference in a Mink versus a laminator, because really a lot of laminators cannot get hot enough or give enough pressure for this full coverage. So this is really where I'm going to say recommend a Mink machine for you. Now let's grab one of these other ones. Let's say this one, because this is the silver. And now we're going to have that fun pink showing through. So same thing, I want to line this up. I did dusty dusty. And I want to make sure that my image is fully coated on there. Because whatever is pink is what I'm going to show through as pink. So if it's a blank spot behind there, then I'm not going to get pink. So I want to make sure that that is pink. And again, you want to let that fully cool down before you reveal it. And then you're going to pull it. I got some bubbles over here. I don't know what happened there. I might run that through again. That kind of concerns me. Yeah, there should not be bubbles there. I'm going to run that through again. You see that? Those bubbles? Whoopsie. I don't know if I can change it, but we're going to try. Maybe I run it through this way so the rollers roll those bubbles out. Let's try that. Change the direction. All right, this one came out much smoother. And again, we're going to let that cool down. Is this big enough to make a card base? I think it's too short. I'll have to grab another piece of paper. Okay, I think that pushed all the bubbles down. Looks like there's 2 tiny bubbles. I don't know if we'll get those to stick. Sometimes when your machine is too hot, you'll get that wrinkling in the foil and those bubbles. So you may need to turn it down a notch. All right, so I think it should be okay there. Hopefully I didn't overheat it. And all we're going to do now is reveal. And you can see how all that foil has now transferred the waste foil onto here. And instead of it being a boring black background, it is this beautiful fuchsia background. Now let's look at the other one. Hopefully that one worked out okay. Just going to let that one cool down a second. I'm going to cut this down a little bit. There's an edge there. Because remember, these were meant to be card front sizes. So these are designed to be a little smaller, 5 1/4 by 4. Let's reveal this one. Hopefully our little air bubbles, I see 2 or 3 there, but I'm not going to worry about those. So now we have this fully rainbow covered background and that yellow colored toner sheet. Now I can go in with some kind of Zig 2-way glue and try to fix those little air bubbles there. I'm really not going to worry about it at this point. And I don't even think I need to cut this down. We'll cut it down a little bit anyway. What did I say? 5 1/4 by 4, right? Yes. Oh, if I cut it, it cuts most of those air bubbles are gone. Goodbye. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Okay. So 5 1/4 by 4. All right, and now most of those air bubbles are gone off the edge. Okay. So now it's just a matter of adhering these down. And you don't have any waste with those colored toner sheets. And again, you certainly could use black in the same way, but I do like these colored toner sheets to just accentuate that in that color instead of it just being black. If you are new to foiling, welcome to my channel. I do have a playlist on toner foiling. These foils can only be used in a mink or a qualified laminator. You cannot use these foil in a hot foiling machine. So you cannot use them in a glimmer machine or a Go Press and Foil or a foil press machine. That is not what these foils are designed for. This is toner foiling or transfer foil. You can use these foils with double-sided tape. You can use them with two-way glue. You can use them with glossy gels like Duo Gel or glossy texture paste. You can put them through a stencil, the paste, and then let it dry and then run your foil on top. So there are a lot of different things you can do with these foils. And I just made all of these cards. Very easy, very simple to do. And just really about an hour. I did 2 videos for you guys. So again, what you can do is just foil the backgrounds, foil the sentiments, cut everything out, put them together. You can do ink blending on the background. That's what I did here. And then you can also use the toner sheets. So I've used the colored toner sheets on the background of this one. I have a yellow background. It has a pink background on this one. So you can see this was the positive foiling. This was the negative foil. So using it on that pink background for you guys on that one. And then here is the positive foil and here is the negative foil using the toner sheet. And again, you can also use toner sheets to make backgrounds. So this whole background was a toner sheet and you can die cut from that. So I used black toner on that and then I die cut them. So keep that in mind. So much to do. Really easy, really fun. All of these products are at Pink and Main. I will link them down below for you. And if you don't have a mink machine, there will be a hot pink mini mink available from Pink and Main. I will link that down below if you want to pre-order yours, and you'll have that in your hands in about 2 weeks or so. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up before you leave. And if you're new to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe. Lots of foiling going on here. Thanks for watching and keep on foiling. Bye-bye.